Before we do the intro, I suggest you check out a little segment I've already recorded for Call of Duty 4. A lot of basic things are in there, just basic gameplay tips and strategies. It's not very long, however the video's long. You just need to know where to go. What you need to do is go to the homepage at AskTheFurry1.com, videos, tutorials, COD 4 weapons, introduction/perks. Click that, and then you're going to let it load to about 19 minutes, and once you're at around 19 minutes, then start watching, and then enjoy.
I'm going to be going over some of the perks and attachments in Call of Duty 5, or Call of Duty World at War, I'll say 5 for short. That's what this quick video intro is about. Actually, it probably won't be quick, but let's just get right into it. Let's do bolt-action rifles first. Let's see. Attachments you can get on those include the sniper scope. If you want to be a sniper, I suggest this is what you go for. You get a bolt-action rifle and you put a sniper scope on it. I never use it. It's just not my style. I like bolt-action rifles without scopes, so that's what I play for. But if you want to be a sniper, this is what you do. Bayonet, in my opinion, is the best attachment you can get on your rifle. Just because bolt-action rifles, their weakness, their disadvantage is close quarters combat, and using your knife, learning and knowing how to use your knife in close quarters combat is a huge advantage. The knives in this game are done really well. What the bayonet does is it increases your range for melee attacks. So you could choose to either use your knife melee attack, which is default, or you can attach this bayonet, which gives you some extra range. The only downside is that you won't be able to slash as fast as you would with as if you had a knife in your hand. So take your pick. Do you want something with range? Are you sure you're not going to miss? You want something with range, but if you do miss, you could be punished pretty bad for it. Or do you want something that you have to get in a little closer, but missing's not so crucial? Rifle grenades. These are decent, but they do take away your ability to use perk 1. I don't suggest using these too much. They're more effective against infantry than tanks. I'll cover these against tanks in the tank weapons video. But if you really like them, go for it. That's what you could do. I think the bayonet is the best thing. Is your best option, the best thing to go for if you're just going to use a straight up rifle grenade. Let's do regular rifles. Did I say rifle grenade? Whatever. You know what I mean. Rifles, suppressors. They make you invisible on the radar and they reduce muzzle flash, but they have shorter range. I'm just reading straight off the screen here. It's pretty self-explanatory. I like them a lot. I don't use them too much though. It's a pretty good perk. The accuracy isn't. You don't see too much of a difference with the accuracy on rifles. At least I didn't. Also they have flash hider. Flash hider is the other name for a suppressor. If you get a flash hider, it's exactly the same thing. Just so you know. Aperture sight. This is sort of like Call of Duty 4. It's got it's like the Call of Duty 4 red dot sight. It gives you a lot better visibility. So if you really don't like the visibility on your gun when you're aiming, go for this. It's an excellent choice. A lot of people like these on rifles just because they have trouble seeing when they're firing their rifles. I never really have too much of a problem, but every time I've picked up a gun with this, I've liked it. Telescopic sight. I never really use this at all, so I can't comment on it too much. It just turns your gun into somewhat of a sniper rifle. I think if you're gonna snipe, use a bolt-action rifle. But you could try this out. If you like it, go for it. And rifle grenades, same as I said with bolt action. Your choice if you want it or not. Certainly not a bad pick, except it takes away your perk 1. So I think Aperture sight, that might be your best bet here, or the suppressor. It's your call though. You can use whatever you want. That's what's good about this game. Let's do submachine guns. Uh, just look at the Thompson suppressor, same thing as before. Aperture sight, I see this on a lot, and round drum. Round drum, it could be different for different guns, but especially for the Thompson, I find the red drum extremely useful. I run out of ammo constantly on that. I have to reload way too much. A few guns are like that. Increasing what the round drum does is it takes how many bullets you hold at once, like in your magazine or your clip, whatever word you use. I don't really care. It's FPS. I'm not even gonna go into that now. But it just takes how much you can hold in there and increases it. It's very useful. Some guns need it more than others. I think the Thompson needs it more than anything else. So I put that on there. I love it a lot. I like it a lot. Then we've got shotguns. Let's just look at the double-barreled one. Grip. It replaces your perk 1, which isn't good. What they say is it reduces recoil. I don't find the recoil to be too much of a problem. You only have 2 shots with the double barrel anyway, so it's pretty easy to get used to it. You just fire once and then have to adjust for the recoil. So it's pretty easy. Sawn off. What this does is it reduces the range and the accuracy. They say it makes it spread a little bit more, but it does make it stronger. So if you can really get in close, this might be the one you want to use. I'd never really use it too much, but it's your call. It's sort of like a third shotgun in the game. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory there. I don't like using the grip because it really takes away from the perk 1. Last one, heavy machine guns. Bipod, that's the biggest thing. I suggest always putting a bipod on your machine gun when you can. It just allows you to set up your machine gun on like a rail or a wall or something like that, and it gives you a little crosshair, and the crosshair lights up red when it's over an enemy. So it's really helpful in that sense if you know how to use it. The bad thing is that you're going to be standing still and you have no mobility at all. So if you're spotted by an enemy and they start shooting at you, you better kill them or you're dead. So there's not much else you can do. But I don't think it reduces anything on the gun when you put it on, as far as just the regular gameplay goes. So I suggest always putting it on there. Okay, that's attachments. I think that's all of them. Let me go over some of the perks now. Well, actually, the grenades. Primary grenades. Okay, frag. I believe the frag grenade is the best grenade. One, you can cook it. You can hold it down. Which means you just pull the pin on it, let it like sit in your hand for a little bit, then throw it, and it could explode in midair if you time it right. So it's a very useful thing to have. You can throw it really far. You can, like I said, change the fuse time on it. It's very useful. It doesn't take a lot of time to just pull out and throw. It's sort of instant. So it's very good. It's very, very good. This is the sticky grenade N74ST. I just call it the sticky grenade to keep it simple. This is really good for an anti-tank class. If you're going to make a character with anti-tank, you need to have this on him. I will cover this more in the tank video, so watch that if you want to know more details on that. A plus side to this, you can hold it in your hand as long as you want. You can just hold it there forever, and it's never going to explode. But that also means that you can't cook it. So it doesn't have a very long fuse time, which is good, but it doesn't have a very short one, which can be bad. You can also throw this on enemies if you have good enough aim or you're lucky enough, and it can be quite fun to just watch them run away and explode. It's pretty cool. But one thing I don't like about it, if you see a guy in a building and you might want to off in the distance. You might want to throw a grenade in there. Well, it'll stick to the wall and it might not like bounce back and touch him on his position. But still, you could do all kinds of little tricks with it. Sometimes I'd have somebody running after me. I would quickly like look at a doorway, throw it on the door. I'd keep running. Just as I'm running, I just do it all. He comes running in after me, and it explodes because it's right there on the door. Uh, I don't use it too much though. I really would suggest a frag grenade if you want if you're going to be fighting against infantry. Sometimes a sticky grenade can get caught on stupid things like tree leaves and stuff, so it can be a little bit frustrating once in a while. Now the Molotov cocktail, I really am not satisfied with this. It it doesn't do enough damage. It's simple as that. That's the biggest thing that's the biggest problem I have with it. It doesn't do enough damage. It seems like I have to actually hit the enemy with it for it to do it to have a chance at killing them. So, many times I just throw it like a few like a foot or even less away from the person, like, and it would like hit that close to their feet, and they might catch on fire, but they don't die. So I don't like it too much, just because it's weak. Another problem with it is that it takes a very long time to before you could throw it. You pull it out and then you pull out this lighter, and it takes forever. It takes a long time, but you can hold it in your hand for as long as you want. However, it doesn't do enough damage for me. I suggest avoiding this if you're looking to play to win. If you're looking to have some fun, this actually is kind of fun to use every once in a while. Um, those are grenades, special grenades now. Smoke, obviously creates a smoke screen. You can't get multiple of these if you get that perk, but it's a good tactical weapon. You can hide movements and stuff. I wish it lasted longer. In past games, Call of Duty 2 and 3 are the ones I played. The smoke was a lot bigger and lasted a lot longer. This one, it doesn't last too long, and it's something that I really wish they would have improved on or let us edit as server admins, but they don't. However, I really like this. I suggest it's good. You know it's gonna work. You know its effect every time you throw it. Tabin gas. This is poison gas. What it does is you throw it. It has about a 3-second time after detonation, that where if somebody runs through it, they're gonna get really blurry and they're not gonna be able to move very fast. They're like walking around and their screen messes up. They can't see really well. I wish the fuse time was a little longer, but I do like using this with my machine gun characters. Just because if I know there's a lot of enemies in a hallway or something like that, I might just toss a poison gas in there. Hopefully they'll run into it and they'll get dizzy, and it's pretty much just free shots for me. So I like it a lot with machine gun people. Signal flare, it just creates a huge light in your face. It can be pretty good. I've used it successfully, and I've also have found times where it's pretty useless. One big downside to this, as compared to the rest, is when you throw it, everybody knows where it was thrown from. So, like, you might throw a grenade, and they won't see where it came from. You throw this, they know exactly where it came from, because just a bright light from the time you let it go out of your hands. Actually, let me clip that. Okay. Perk 1. We got options here. Special grenades ×3. I don't think this is really great as far as regular gameplay goes. Why do this when you can get something that can kill somebody? These things can help you kill people, but they don't kill people. Satchel charges. Great anti-tank weapon. I'll talk more about it in the tank video, of course. Good for setting up traps. If you're into that, you can just kind of throw it on a wall, or if you have a flag and you know the enemies are gonna go for it, you could throw it up on like a ceiling or something like that. Once you hear they're going after your flag, just quickly detonate it. You can detonate it by pressing your action button twice. For me, it's default E. It might be F for you. I don't know. Bazooka, good. They're pretty decent against tanks. They're projectile obviously, so it's a decent weapon. If you've got a shotgun, this might be a good range weapon for you to use. So take your pick. Choose if you want to use it. Against tanks, I actually prefer the satchel charge, but everybody's different. Bomb squad, you can see enemies' explosives. I don't. This can be useful. It's more useful if you're playing with a team and you have voice chat and you're working as a team. But other than that, it's not too great. Bouncing betties sure are a problem. They can be very hard to get around. People are really good at placing them, so this could be a very good option at preventing that. But overall, I don't think it's too useful. Bouncing Betty times two. These are great. You could place them behind a wall or just behind an object. It's better to place it behind something than straight out in the open middle, because somebody will run next to it. You don't have to run on top of it. You just got to run within its proximity. It'll pop up. It'll explode. It's hard to get away from actually. Bandolier, increased ammo. I think this is the best thing you can get if you're for the most part. You're going to be using your bullets more than anything else. You use bullets more to kill people and win the game more than anything else. You don't want to run out, and running out can be a problem on this game, especially if you're good at staying alive. So I think this is the best perk one you can get overall. So go for this big time. Primary grenades times two. Two grenades are good. Grenades in this game are really good. The frag grenades. So go for it. Don't be afraid. I like Bandolier a lot more, but this is a good second choice. M2 flamethrower. Good for close quarter stuff. I prefer Bandolier more, but this certainly can do well. However, it does put a big pack on your back, and it makes you a little easier to be seen and spotted and targeted. Okay, that's perk 1. Perk 2, stopping power. I think this is the best one. It pretty much reduces the number of bullets you need to kill somebody by 1. So you use bullets more than anything to kill people and win the game. So stopping power is the way to go. That's how I see it. Higher explosive weapon damage. This could be good if you have like a strict anti-tank character. I never really use it too much. I prefer stopping power, but if you're not gonna use it on like an anti-tank character that has a lot of explosives, then I'd I see this as kind of useless because you're not going to be using too many explosives against infantry. Flak jacket, reduced explosives damage. This just cancels out fireworks. And I mean, if somebody on the other team has fireworks and they use this on you, it's just going to negate his effect. If they don't have it, then their explosives damage will be reduced, obviously. But explosives aren't used too much in this game. Bullets are used a lot more against infantry. Gas max protects you against poison gas. Not too much of that's going on, so I'd avoid this one if you can. Juggernaut. This makes it so that the number of bullets you need to die are +1, so it negates stopping power. So this is also a very good one, but you gotta decide: do you want Juggernaut or stopping power? That's how I see it. That's the big thing, and I think stopping power is a lot better because I shoot at more people than what people are shooting at me. So that's why I go with stopping power. Camouflage, undetectable to recon planes. It can be good if you have a stealth person. This is, I guess, the way to go. But not too many recon planes are being called in usually that I find. Might as well go with stopping power, which works 100% of the time, than go with something that only works once in a while. Faster reloading here. Sleight of hand, it's called.
you're going to be shooting more than you're going to be reloading, and you could usually get a drum like on your Thompson, like I talked about earlier, if you really have a problem with reloading. So you won't be reloading too much. Shade it reduces the intensity of signal flares. Not too many people use signal flares in games, so I think poison gas is used more than signal flares, so this is even more useless than the gas mask. Double tap, increased rate of fire. This can be all right, but I still think stopping power is the way to go. This is a good one though. Overkill. You can carry 2 primary guns. The pistols aren't too bad in this game. They're not as good as they were in Call of Duty 4, but they're still not too bad. You go ahead and use this if you want. I still think stopping power is what you need. When you're in a battle, you're not usually swapping your weapons out to get your better gun. What you're doing is firing at the person to try and kill them. Oh yeah, stopping power, especially on bolt action rifles. You really need that. If you don't have it, it can be a lot harder to kill people. It makes it so you need one hit kill, or it'll pretty much always give you a one hit kill unless they have Juggernaut on it. Okay, perk 3, deep impact. Better bullet penetration if you're shooting people behind walls, but you don't usually shoot too many people behind walls. At least I don't. So it's not the greatest thing here. You can sprint longer with extreme conditioning. It can be good if you're looking for mobility. I really suggest it with shotguns. Oh yeah, also I forgot to mention on increased rate of fire, that can also be good with shotguns, just so you can fire a little faster. But extreme conditioning, good if you want mobility. Steady aim, this is what I think is the best perk 3. Increased hip fire accuracy. Hip when you're firing from the hip, you're more mobile, so you're gonna be. It's a better way to play if you're in close quarters combat. I suggest putting this on all your guns if you can. It's an excellent one. It works 100% of the time. Use it, use it, use it. You're going to be firing a lot. Toss back, recess the fuse, and pick up grenades. If you are really, really frustrated with martyrdom, or well, what I think you should do is learn how to run away from it. But this would be a good one for you. Other than that, it's kind of useless. Not too many people throw grenades that I can just pick up. But it's a very interesting perk. I like that they put it in here. But steady aim, way better. Second chance, revive downed allies. I've never used it. I've never been revived by anybody. I don't think too many people use this. I don't know how to use it. Sorry, it doesn't happen too much. I don't see it in the game too much. I still think steady aim's your best option. Might as well prevent a kill than than try and save people. Martyrdom, useless. A lot of people complain about it. Not too big of a problem with me. Why? Because it only works after you're killed, and your goal is to not be killed. So when you have steady aim, you're using it when you're alive. It can prevent you from dying. When you have martyrdom, you have to die for it to happen. And you don't want to die. So it's a very bad perk. It's a bad one just for that reason. Not because it's cheap because the grenade falls. No, I don't believe that at all. But it just happens after you die. It's pretty crappy. Fireproof reduces fire-based weapon damage. I think the only weapons this applies to is when you're fighting against a flamethrower or the Molotov cocktail, and the Molotov cocktail is really weak, so this is pretty much only good against the flamethrower. If you're going up against a lot of flamethrowers, fireproof is good. If not, which is probably the case, you're probably not going up against a ton of flamethrowers. Don't do this. This isn't going to be working all 100% of the time for you. Dead silence, make less sound when you move. If you want a stealth character, this is, I guess, the way to go. But I don't see it as too big of a deal. You actually do walk sort of quietly in this game. It's not too hard to do either on a regular basis. Iron lungs, if you're a sniper, this is a great one for you. Longer breath while holding and sniping. Only for snipers. Only use this if you're a sniper. Very useful for snipers. Steadies your aim. Recon shows enemy dogs, artillery, and tanks.
The only thing that's going to be out there most of the time would be tanks, and there aren't too many tank maps. You can spot the tanks anyway. You can hear them in your microphone. Same thing goes with dogs. You can hear them in your headset, not your microphone. You talk through your microphone. Enemy dogs, you can hear those through your headset. Artillery, you can hear it through your headset. But and you can also see all this on the screen. I think this is kind of useless. It's not going to be working 100% of the time for you. Also, you should be able to predict where the dogs and artillery are on the map. Not the more you play, the better you'll be at that. And you don't need this. Might as well go for steady aim. Steady aim by far is the best perk in that. Vehicle perks. These are mainly for tanks. All for tanks. Water cooler decreases turret overheat. That's all right, but the turret is usually a death trap anyway. So I think a lot of people avoid the turret. So don't go in that turret. So I think this is one of the worst ones here. Greased bearings increases your turret rotation speed. It's a good option. A lot of people are better at avoiding tanks anyway, but it's a decent option. Ordnance training decreases the reload time for your turrets. I think this is better than your greased bearings. You can fire a lot of rounds in a faster amount of time, especially if you're going up against a tank. If it's tank versus tank, one tank has greased bearings, one has ordnance training. Ordnance training is gonna win, just because it can shoot more bullets at them. Faster. Leadfoot increases your tank top speed. This is also a great one. Mobility. If you're able to move fast in a tank, you're more mobile. You can maneuver around other tanks. You can maneuver around the map better. You can get to the positions you need to get to a lot faster. You can get away from people trying to kill you faster. It's a pretty good option. I like it a lot. If you fight a lot of tanks and infantry, this could be what you want. This or ordnance training. Coaxial machine gun. This is great against infantry. Infantry can be a problem on this game fighting them. They could go places you can't go. They can get around you faster, stuff like that. And this will just cut them down. Could catch them by surprise. It's kind of useless against tanks and anything else. But if you fight a lot of infantry, if infantry is your main problem, go for this one. It's a great one for that. That's basically all the perks. I'll just leave the video at that. I hope you got something from it. Make sure I suggest you watch the Call of Duty 4 perk and basic gameplay introduction. The gameplay introduction, remember, is at the end of the video, so watch it at the end. I think at around 19 minutes it starts. Thanks for watching this.